Now take a look at this picture. She had to cut off all of her beautiful locks. Oh, wait a minute. Let me say, she chose to cut off her beautiful locks. Let's talk about it. Hey guys, Karen with Curl House. I'm a licensed cosmetologist, a certified trichologist, and the owner of the Curl House product line and the Curl House Academy Let's Get Growing program. And first of all, let me go ahead and get this out, you all. Bear with me. Try not to look at my eyeballs. I know I look crazy because I have on my ring light. Haven't fixed this problem yet. But anyway, I wanted to point that out because I don't want you to skip past this video. So anyway, in this video, I'm going to take you in a hair salon. I am going to be doing a mini consultation with a client who's dealing with hair loss. As you can see in that former picture, she had a lot of hair, like a lot of hair, and she had to cut it off. Or maybe I should say she chose to cut it off. She chose to cut her hair off because she was dealing with hair loss. So that was a big step. And not only that, she allowed me to record it, the entire start to finish process, from me doing a mini consultation to me bringing my stylist in, Danita, so that Danita could actually cut her hair and talk through the whole process, talk with her throughout the entire process. So you are going to get to experience an authentic salon experience with someone who's dealing with hair loss. We are going to talk about scalp care. We'll talk about hair care. We'll talk about products. We talk about her husband and what he thinks. I also talk about health. You all know I believe healthy hair begins within the body. So I talk about that as well. So you'll get to see her hair being cut off. You'll get to see how it's styled, the products that we use, everything from start to finish. And I did not speed this video up the way I normally do. It is a much longer video because I really wanted to capture the essence of her experience. And I really want you to listen to just our conversations too, the conversations between myself, my hairstylist, and Yamina, my client. I can say her name because she doesn't mind. She wanted me to share her story, so that's exactly what I'm doing. And remember, I'm in a hair salon, so sometimes the hair salon may get a little noisy, so you may hear some additional noise, but it shouldn't be too distracting. So we're gonna head on over to the hair salon now so that you can witness this amazing before and after transformation. Enjoy. So talk to me, Yamina, about why you're cutting your hair off today, your locks. Well, first of all, what type of locks do you have and how long have you been locked?
So I have sister locks and it's been 7 years.
Okay, it's been 7 years. Okay, Now you can talk to me about why you are cutting your locks off.
Well, sadly, I'm cutting my locks off because, I go get them retightened every 6 weeks, and it's starting to hurt really, really bad. And it may hurt for like a little over a week, and my scalp would be very tender. And then I guess over time, from doing that every 6 weeks for 7 years, I started noticing that I was getting a little scalpy here. So a lot started here.
Okay.
And here.
Okay, so you're thinning in your crown area.
Thinning, yeah.
Okay.
And then see that? No locks. But the locks weren't falling out, so I didn't understand what was going on. Like, I'm not walking around picking up locks, but they're not there. So I didn't know what was going on. So I immediately stopped. Maybe about I want to say the end of October, I think, was my last retighten because I just couldn't take it no more. I didn't know what I was going to do with my hair. I didn't know. I just said I'll just let it grow out and figure it out, because if you look, some of my locks are literally hanging on like a thread, but it's hair.
This one is,
I mean, like,
really
oh wow, look at this one.
Yeah.
Oh, look at, and this is just hair. This is just this look like thread, but it's just,
yeah, it is.
yeah.
I can literally count how many hair strands.
Yeah.
It is 1, 2, 3, 4.
And a lot of them are like that.
5 hair strands.
Yeah, yeah.
This lock.
Yeah, so my hair that's growing back, it's not growing thick anymore. It's just growing really, really thin.
So let me clarify, your hair is still growing,
yeah,
but the hair that's growing in is very thin.
Right, and my locks are getting longer, which means that with it growing in thin, it's just not healthy. The locks just hanging on. Literally, they probably would start falling out, you know, because they're heavier than the actual hair that's growing, the new growth that's growing back in.
So the locks is heavy.
Heavier than my hair.
Heavier than your hair. The lock in and of itself is thick and heavy. Even though it's a sister lock, it's still very thick compared to the hair that's coming in now. The hair that's coming in is growing. It's just the quality of the hair. Yeah. It's not the same.
And it wasn't like that when I initially got my locks. My hair was way thick. It was. I don't know what happened. So.
And I know it wasn't like that because I did your hair for what, 8 years?
Yeah, it wasn't like that
before you actually got the locks, and your hair was super thick, super healthy. Yeah. Your hairline was healthy. Your hair here was healthy. But after having locks for 7 years, it's thinning out.
And definitely doing with the sister locks, the process is retighten, not retwist. So I don't know
with the sister lock
with the tool, and it's and you don't just go in it one time into the groove. You can go 2 or 3 times depending on how much new growth you have, and it is just really tight to your scalp. So it ends up being like a knot.
Okay.
So that's still tension. Just imagine doing that every 6 weeks for 7 years.
And then you said something. You said when you get it tightened, it hurts.
It hurts now.
And it not only hurts when you get it done, it hurts for how long after
a little
you
over
actually
a week. A little over a week.
So that in and of itself, if your scalp is hurting you for a week after you get your locks, whether or not it's sister locks, whether or not it's traditional locks, whether or not it is micro locks, any type of locks, it should not hurt, let alone for a week. And that is what causes follicular inflammation. When the hair is so tight, it is causing the hair follicle to become inflamed.
Okay.
And over time, when the hair follicle is inflamed, then hair can't really grow from a follicle that is inflamed. Okay. And in addition to that, the quality of the hair is compromised, which is why your hair is thinner, and which is why when I look at your scalp, I see inflammation as well, and which is why it is leading to hair loss. So that's called traction alopecia, for one.
Okay.
Have you seen a dermatologist?
No. Okay. No, I haven't. But I will say, I remember I've always had dry scalp. Okay. So even when I grease my scalp or oil my scalp, like today, tomorrow, it may look like I did it, but I can promise you the day after that, it's gonna look like I did nothing. It just sucks it up. So. Okay, so you haven't seen the dermatologist. You do know you're thinning here and you're thinning here, and you are certain that your scalp, even though you haven't seen the dermatologist, your scalp it hurts. I think that's what stood out the most when I did your consultation before now. You said your scalp always hurt after you get your locks tight. Yeah. I have seen many clients with locks whose locks are falling out. That looks very similar to this. They're getting thinner and thinner and thinner, thinner around the hairline. Okay. And I asked the question, well, does it hurt when you get your locks tightened? And the answer is always yes. So many times, I want to be clear that locks in and of itself may not be the cause of everyone's hair loss, because you could be dealing with hair loss for so many different reasons, but for you specifically, you know that when you get your locks tightened, your scalp hurts. And that's like the first telltale sign. Your hair, your follicles are saying, help, these locks are too tight. So we know that in part, your hair loss is due to not the locks in and of itself, but the tightening process of the locks, because it hurts. So you're making the decision to just cut them off. Was that decision an easy decision? No, because at first I was just going to, just cut it in a bob and try to treat my scalp, or so you're gonna take whatever. You're gonna take some of the hair off. Your hair you got a lot of hair here. Yeah, so you're gonna take some of the weight off, which is a good suggestion for those who have locks. Just over time, the lock in and of itself becomes heavy. It's just so much hair because your hair naturally sheds, and the hair that naturally sheds, whereas when you don't have locks, the hair that sheds just comes out, falls out. But with locks, any type of lock,
the shed hair kind of stays in the lock, creating more weight.
Okay.
So you were going to take some of the hair off to reduce the weight and the tension from your scalp.
Yeah.
But then you decided not to.
Yeah, I was going to do that in hopes to still keep my locks because I really didn't want to do that. I was hoping I could just get back my healthier scalp and hair with, you know, me cutting my locks. But I just decided to just go ahead and just cut the locks because I guess I just started seeing just how some of them were just really just hanging on so thin, and I didn't know that part. I knew I was thinning, but I started looking through it, and my daughter was looking through it one day, and she was like, "Oh my gosh!" She was like, "Look at this one. This one is just hanging on." And literally, she just held the hair and pulled it.
Wow.
And the lock, I have one lock at home. It's about this long, and it came off just a really thin string of my hair. She actually just held the hair and pulled it off, and it just slid off. And it's so many that's like that now.
So you go to a professional loctician, right, to get your locks tight?
Yeah.
Okay, did she, I'm assuming she's a she, did she ever mention to you that your locks were thinning? You've been going to her or someone for the last 7 years. Did your loctician ever say, "Hey, looks like your hair is thinning a little bit," or "Hey, looks like your edges is not doing too well"? Did your stylist or your loctician ever say anything to you about your locks thinning?
No, I said something to her. I said something to her about what I was noticing. And then I asked her, could she maybe, because my locks were thin in itself, and I asked her, could she, like, you know, put some together to make it thicker or whatever. And she did. I think she did do some up in here. And that could also, like, add to me being the weight, right, the weight and being scalpy too, because you're bringing them together. And I thought that was the answer, but she didn't say it wasn't the answer, so she just did it. And I just said, "Hey, I'm thinning. I'm not coming back to get them retightened anymore." I just told her that, and she's like, "What are you gonna do?" And I was like, "I'm just gonna just let them go right. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I just know I'm not gonna come back and get them retightened." And believe it or not, when I didn't go back, it was such a relief. I felt like it was so much weight off of me and so much stress off of me, because when I get to that point where I gotta go get my hair done, oh my gosh, I'd be ready for it to be over. But then to sit there and then it's hurt, I didn't look forward to that.
So when you decided that you weren't getting them tightened anymore, that was like a freedom, and the weight was lifted. And it shouldn't be like that when you go. Most people look forward to going to get their hair done.
Yes, it was. I couldn't believe it.
For you.
I couldn't believe when I made that decision. When I left there that day, I got out of the chair and I said, "You know what?" I was like, "This is gonna be my last time coming to get my hair retightened." And I was happy just walking out that day, because I knew, give it a couple of weeks, my scalp wasn't gonna hurt anymore, and then I wasn't going back. She's like, "Are you sure?" I was like, "Yep, I'm positive." Yep.
So it's something that I wanted to point out. Well, first of all, the fact, again, when you go to the hair salon, most people look forward to going to the hair salon, but you disdained it.
Yeah, towards the end, more.
So I think that was the right decision, that you felt freedom not going, that you didn't experience going. And the second thing I wanted to point out for those people who have locks, and if their hair is thinning, if you don't know, you told your stylist that she should connect the locks. If you are to a point with your locks where you have to connect the locks to make them thicker and fuller, then that's an indication that something is going on with your scalp. Or that's an indication that your hair is thinning if you have to connect the lock. Now, there are some areas, even around the hairline, the hair around your hairline in general is just thinner. It's weaker anyway. The growth cycle is shorter around the hairline. So it's not uncommon that the hair around here would be a little thinner than everywhere else, but it shouldn't be like this. Your hairline shouldn't be to a place where your hairline has practically receded all the way back to midway, not midway, but a fourth of the way on your scalp. That's an indication as well that something is off. And because I did your hair for years, I know what your hair looks like, but it's okay. We're going to get back to healthy hair. So your next steps is to cut the locks off. You feeling okay? You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, and then in terms of what you're going to do, you're cutting your locks off so that you can get directly to your scalp and that you can treat your scalp.
Yeah.
And not just with products. You're going to treat your scalp by taking a full holistic approach to hair regrowth. So meaning you're going to focus on the inside and the outside. And I say all that because I know you have joined my Let's Get Growing program.
That's what I was just getting ready to say.
Yeah. So let's talk about that for a moment before we cut your locks off.
Well, I'm excited about the program, and it was good when we had our initial opening, just to have the other women share, and I was able to share about why I'm here in the program, and what we're all hoping to see some results, and just in our scalp just being more healthier than where it's at now. So we're all there to learn
and we're all
similar reasons,
doing it together,
and we're doing it together. And I think that's what made everybody feel really comfortable with that. Hey, it's not just me. We're all together. All different ages. Just things just happens. It's nothing. I don't know about anybody else, but I know I was kind of going through a little something initially because I was like, oh my God, why am I? I really didn't know exactly how my scalp looked for real, because it's not like it was a conversation that me and my stylist was having. I was noticing that at home, like when my daughter had come home and she was looking at it and I was looking at it, and because she did a twist out for me, and then she held the mirror up, and I was like, wait, I was like, this is all my scalp, like this, it's been like this? And she was like, yeah, Mom. And I was like, take a picture and take a video or something, because I need to see this, so that really changed the game for me, because I did not know.
All right. Well, I'm glad you know. It is not too late. Even though it's thinner, your hair will come back. You are going to take a full holistic approach to regrowing your hair, or you're going to do what I call growing differently. So we're not just going to focus on the scalp. You are about to remove all of this weight. This is going to help. But with me and with Let's Get Growing and what I believe, you focus on the inside, not just outside, because healthy hair begins within. Okay. So I'm proud of you for making this step. I'm going to be with you every step of the way. Are you ready to do this?
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say before? I'm not going to be the one cutting your hair off. Danita, my stylist, is going to creep on in here.
Yeah.
And we're going to do this big chop.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to say. I got all my pictures though.
Okay, I'll be showing some of those pictures.
I got all my pictures of my locks.
I'll be showing them too.
I'm going to start with the longest point that I can see without us having to go in and because that's honestly, if I go in and try to detangle these, I honestly feel like it's just gonna pull more hair out, so I'm gonna go under that. You did a good job growing your hair out though. Very good job growing your hair out. So we're saving locks, right?
We're saving.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is put them on a towel for you, okay?
Okay.
And do I need to get some paper towels, Freddie?
No.
Tissues? No judgment if we do.
No, I did all that.
I'm gonna go this route at some point too. I just want you to know. So you're not the only one. I was planning to do it for my birthday, but I've since changed my mind.
Oh.
Well, Danita.
Birthday is Thursday, by the way.
Okay.
So I was really planning to do it like real soon. And I was like, I'm probably not gonna do that right now.
Well, Danita, why are you going to go this route as well? Now that we're having a full disclosure, why are you cutting your locks?
Well, first of all, it's been 10 years, and I decided that I was about ready to do it anyway. I was bored with them. So the first step that I took was change the color, because I wasn't intending to add any more color. I just didn't feel like maintaining it. And my stylist decided that she wanted to quit and quit doing hair and start a YouTube channel and make products, and never work behind the chair again. And so
let me record that face. Who is your stylist? That would be me.
I don't have a stylist, you know. That was Karen. She was my stylist. But she never did do my locks, to be honest with you. But anyway, I just decided I was ready to do something different. And I too have a little area in the front of my locks where they were getting a little thin. Now, I could have been more proactive and like, you know, I could have been, we're going to cut this part out until I figure out what I was trying to say. But I could have been more proactive and like, you know, really address what was going on. But got a little lazy and wasn't consistently taking care of my edges the way I should have been. So, did you see this one? Okay. No, well, the good thing is she found the one that was sliding off because they're not like, which is good, you know, like that part is good. They wouldn't just, because that's when you start finding them in random places. Yeah.
And you don't want that. So the sides will be shorter anyway, okay? Just FYI, because there's no scenario where they're going to look better longer. So they will be shorter. Yeah. But that's because we're going to try to go for like a tapered look or something.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yamina, you are going to rock this look, okay?
Because you rocked it before.
I mean, it's like, it's not like,
short.
we have pictures of you.
Your sides were.
My sides were. Yeah, you're right. My sides were.
Yeah.
My sides were. Yeah.
This is year 7. You know what 7 means? Completion.
That's right.
So you have rocked your locks for 7 years.
Yes.
This is your completion of rocking your locks. And guess what's after 7? 8. Your new beginning. So this is your year of new beginnings for your hair. Okay? This video is going to inspire so many women. Please know that.
And I would like to say that congratulations to you for making this step, because I know I've had clients, seen women who, people, not just women, men too, who, you know, can't seem to let it go, as, you know, when they see that there is an issue. It's fine if you're like taking a little time, like wrap your head around it or whatever.
Right.
But if it needs to go, it needs to go, right? And that, it's the attachment to hair that we have to, that's the reason why so many people, you know, took so long to, you know, stop wearing the relaxers, because, you know, like, well, what am I going to look like? Oh my God. I'm like, you're going to look like what God intended you to look like. And if you don't like, you know, because, you know, there's so many different things. Oh, I'm going to lose some weight. Oh, I'm going to, after this, after that, you know, whatever. And those things are fine and stuff, as long as you are actually working towards the goal of freeing up things that are tying you down and not, you know, and not actually healthy for you. Change is good. Change is necessary. Like I said, I'm going to make the change. I decided I wasn't trying to make the change just right now, though. I'm like, I'm not in the mood for all that. But, you know, I'm not afraid to, you know. Another thing is, too, like, you've been, well, to your credit, I mean, to your point, your hair wasn't this short all over, is what you're saying?
No, it wasn't.
You never been this short all over? Because you definitely had a taper cut, and it was short. And fly, I might add. You don't remember being short all over?
No, because even for the wedding, it was longer on the top.
Right.
Which was pretty dope, by the way.
Your wedding, how long ago was that?
7 years.
7 years? Oh my goodness.
If my husband was here, he's stuck on 2 things. For the wedding, the hairstyle, and then that whatever eyeshadow Danita did for me, he will never ever forget it.
Oh Lord!
And he asked me, "Does that mean that your hair is you can get your hair back like you wore for the wedding?"
Oh no!
Like,
See, now this
not
is
right away. And he was like, okay. So he's over it because he supported me with the locks, and he said he's looking forward to me coming home today. He was gonna come with me. He said he felt he needed to hold my hand. I was like, I'm gonna be okay. And I said, you probably should stay home because you would be the one sad. He's like, no, I'm ready. I'm ready for it. I was like, okay.
That's you brought up a whole nother thing, a support system, and a supportive men.
Yes.
There's nothing better than for something that needs to happen. Like, it's not, and okay, this needs to happen because of the health of your hair. But then if they're, how women do, how we do. I'm going through life, and somebody died, or somebody cut ties, changed the job, whatever, right? Like, we be like, hair usually. Not usually, but a lot of times we'll change our hair up, right? And it's very important to have a supportive, a support system. So kudos to Mr.
Knight,
Mr. Knight.
Chris.
Hey, Miss Chris. Kudos to you. Thank you for the support back at home. It's necessary. Yeah. And those of us who are single. Our girlfriends are the ones who hopefully help with that, and sisters, and whatever.
Yeah, that's like having that support system.
Yes.
Like when you said your husband supported you, I've worked with so many women who are dealing with hair loss, and their husband doesn't even know. And they have to hide it from their husband. They hide it. They won't show what their scalp looks like. I get it. For some women, it's difficult.
Yeah.
It's hard. But I think it's even harder when where you have to hide it from the person that you live with.
Yeah.
So I think it is awesome that you have the type of husband who is your ride or die. Like, he will support you. He's supporting this because it's not easy. Yeah. And you're not doing it just for vanity, so to speak. You're doing it for the health of your scalp.
Right.
It's like, and I get it. Men are stimulated by what they see. Okay, I get that. But you still have to put your health before your hair.
That's right.
And I think that's what really, really is impressive. Yeah. That he's supporting you like that.
So this will be our first night without me swinging my locks in my sleep.
Oh.
No, guys, I don't know how that came out, but what I'm saying is that literally when you're asleep,
you take this home and you swing it for him. Okay? Swing it.
That's beautiful, Danita. How you took it, and you're handling her locks with care.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
You didn't just let them fall on the floor.
She didn't. No,
I'm noticing that.
This is an important point.
No, she didn't. No, when I'm asleep, I have learned to turn over and swing them with me.
I know what you mean.
And and he said, well, what about now? It's going to take some time. And I was like, I don't know if it's going to take time. I mean, I don't know. I might be swinging and nothing there, so I don't know. until I get used to it. But, I told him he didn't need to come.
You want to cut some?
Nah.
You don't? Okay.
I don't want to have a hand in that part.
Okay.
Can't blame me.
You said can't blame you.
You look beautiful.
You sure do.
Look at those eyebrows, girl.
Already?
Those eyebrows.
Oh my
yes,
gosh,
we are done. Start to finish. That was 10 minutes.
Oh my gosh, I do still have something.
Told you.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Oh my gosh, my locks are gone. It's been 7 years.
Yeah.
That's
oh my gosh.
the completion of that era, ushering in a new area.
Oh my gosh, it's not too bad.
It's not too terrible.
But it's definitely things have changed. I can tell.
Mm-hmm.
What can you tell?
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
I can just tell that, like, definitely here. See, look, I don't have any hair here. I mean, it's hair there, but not like
on the scalp.
This. You know what I mean?
The fullness.
The fullness, right.
Keep in mind those edges is the weakest part of your hair. In addition to that, as we age, our hormones affect hair growth too. So like I said, it's not just all locks. The hairline, typically if you're dealing with hormonal imbalances, many times it shows up right in the temples.
And then
So that could be it as well.
So yeah, like it's that. Well, the other thing is, it's been parted, right? Like in these sections for a long time. So sit back for me. What's going to happen is we're going to redirect the parting or whatever. And because you have enough length, like where, because have you ever seen people when they cut their locks off, like guys especially, they cut it short and then they have these like grids in their hair. Have you ever seen that?
The grids.
Because they had the grid for so long. So you really shouldn't have much of that because of how long yours is right now. Don't get it twisted. Some of this is getting cut too. Because it's got to be cute.
I know. Yes, I know.
It's got to be cute.
Yeah, because at first I was just I just thought that I was just going to be all the way down to the scalp. I really did. I was prepared. I even had pictures of hairstyles with my hair all the way down to the scalp with a few parts because I was going to ask for some parts.
Well, listen.
And so I was like, but then I see this. I was like, well, I guess it doesn't have to get that short unless I do like a...
It doesn't.
I don't know.
To be honest, I think this is actually this is good because if you decide that you want to go shorter, you can always go shorter, right? Like that's not.
Yeah, I think right now I just want to focus on getting it healthy and everything, and then I probably before I even let it grow out,
if you let it grow out.
Yeah, if I let it grow back out, I probably just keep it short for a while, just to keep focusing on the scalp and the hair growing through. And then since I have it like this, since that's what he asked for, I am going to want my hair back like I had it 7 years ago for him.
Oh,
yeah, I think that's beautiful.
I'm going to get it styled for him just because he asked for it. But
And
let him see it for a little while. Yeah.
And
he going to have to hold on because you got to grow it.
You got to grow the top at least.
And that's what we're going to focus on. You mean your body care and your scalp care and your hair care.
Well, because I'm definitely getting into a 30-day body care thing too, along with the program.
What is? Can you
changing
talk?
my diet.
Okay.
My husband just ordered me a Pilates board off Amazon, and so I've been looking at daily routines for that, to focus on like my core strength and cardio and just trying to get back healthy. I just feel like I just need to do for me. I'm always doing and being there for everyone else, and I'm just really trying to do the focus on me now.
I think that's
along with everyone else, I'm pretty sure, but I'm just really making the time. That's what I should probably say. Making the time now to fit me in my own schedule. For me.
Prioritizing your own self-care.
For me, yeah.
That's really what I was able to do when I stopped styling hair. No knock against me being a hairstylist. But when I stopped styling hair, I was able to really focus on my own self-care. Because quite frankly, hair care is a part of self-care for many people. Which is why it was so disheartening when you said, when you used to go to the hair salon, that you didn't enjoy that experience.
Right.
Like many times going to the hair salon for our clients, it's like, whew, they look forward to it. It's a part of their self-care. But you weren't doing that. So, and for me as the stylist, I knew that styling my client's hair was a part of their self-care. But when you're doing it a lot and you don't prioritize yourself, then you start to struggle. So I'm glad, I started to struggle rather. So I'm glad that you are now reprioritizing the health of your body, because the health of your body really does make a difference in the health of your hair. Remember, your hair is just an extension of the body.
Right.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and wash it first. I'm gonna wash it, condition it, and then we'll come back to the cut. Look at these curls coming back. Not that they went away, but
They didn't go away?
no,
I don't think I saw these.
No. All right, so we are using the Curl House cleanser. Y'all excuse my bottle.
It smells like some type of, is this like some tea tree or some mint or something in there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
What is the last time? Oh, so now that's the part that I'm looking for.
Different. It is
Yep,
so
yep.
different than washing it with the locks.
With the locks.
Because
So
by the
they're
time I'm
restrictive.
done, my hair weighs a ton.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's holding the water in.
Mm-hmm. And then too, it's easier to like move freely about the hair without the locks.
Yeah, you can't
being in
yeah,
the way.
Yeah.
Since you don't have locks, and because we are specifically working on growing healthy hair back in and kind of rejuvenating our follicles and stuff. So you're going to be washing your hair more frequently, and then we're going to go over how you're going to be taking care of your hair for now.
Okay.
Your care plan is going to change as your hair grows, or even if we change the cut, or based on how we're styling it. But we're going to be prioritizing what's healthiest for your hair. So not right now. Thank you, Karen. So I'm going to sit here and let this steam. I'm going to put some color right on these few little dots in the front.
What type of color?
A rinse, a semi-permanent, excuse me.
Okay.
We have a semi-permanent color, a light brown, just to take the edge off of this little gray that is screaming at her. These
Just
her
little two
her
strands
5
of
little
gray.
strands right here. We're just gonna put some color right on those just to camouflage that, and you might still be able to see it because I don't want to go dark, because I know that eventually you do want to go dark, right? I mean, not dark, you want to go light, and so I'd rather not put a
And it's also important that you're doing the rinse as opposed to permanent color, because when you have scalp issues and you don't know what's going on, scalp issues meaning if you're dealing with hair loss, then you have something going on with your scalp, and typically you have something going on within your body. So I usually recommend to stay away from any type of permanent color, as permanent color is a chemical. So stay away from chemicals while you are regrowing your hair and trying to determine what's going on with your scalp. Ooh, look at those curls popping.
Okay. Right now, I'm going to give you a basic taper cut. Like we're not going for any particular style or anything like that. We want to, the goal is to do everything that we can to like let it, help it fill in better. And so basic taper cut. And a lot of people don't believe stylists when we say this, but if you have an area that you're trying to camouflage or like hide, basically hide, going shorter actually is the way, because it makes it look fuller than what it actually is.
looks really good. And your thinning is very camouflage.
What I'll do is part it over here, right? So that might take away from the fact that it is actually thinner. Because the thing is, it's thinner right here, but it's thicker right here.
That's good.
I'm glad you like it. Yeah.
I am just wetting her hair now, so that we get to make her curls pop again, so that when I go to put the styling product in, her curls are already ready to go. So now we are going to focus on some scalp care first. That's the first and foremost. And I am using the Curl House follicle stimulating drops on her hair, on her scalp. And so I'm going to put it directly on the scalp. Put a couple of drops in this section right here. They spread pretty well, so don't have to use a ton. And I'll go in on the other side, put 3 drops over there, and then I'm going to get some more because we want this part.
So you're really focused on the thinning areas.
Yep, focusing on the thinning areas. And those areas that have, because she had a couple of places that had buildup.
Oh, the dryness.
On her scalp, yeah,
okay.
Dryness. It was a little flaky because of the dryness, and so we're focusing there. Had some areas right around her ear as well, and so I put them in, rub them onto the scalp, and then I'll take a minute and gently massage them in.
And they're water-based, so they're good for dry scalp. So that's why you put it in the areas that's dry and the areas that's thinning.
That's right. It's not an oil. It's a water-based product. There's no oil in it at all. Okay, so now that we've massaged that into her scalp, then we're going to go to hair care. So we worked on her scalp care. Now it's time to get to hair care. We're going to do that with a moisturizing leave-in conditioner, which is the Curl House leave-in conditioner here. So I'm going to spray that on her hair. Then we're going to follow it up with a product called the Sealer. And this is a moisturizing cream. And this is an emollient product. It has oils in it, but it's also moisturizing. So we're going to put that on top to lock the moisture in. And then we'll move on to styling. Now, you don't need a whole lot of it. Just make sure you cover the whole head. Rub that in a little bit. Follow it up again with the sealer. And you don't need a whole lot. Well, she doesn't need a lot of the sealer. I'll use a little bit more, about that much. So I'll rub that in my hands. I'll spread that over her whole head. And again, what that's doing is locking the moisture in, and it also provides oil, so it keeps the hair nourished and conditioned. Okay. Now for styling. I am going to use today a mousse, and the mousse that I'm using is by the Dew. They have a couple of mousses, but the one that I want you to use is called Mousse Death, at least for right now. Eventually, we'll work on products that might last a little bit longer, but because right now we're not worried about how long the style lasts, because you're going to be doing your hair kind of every other day, really, for a while. Now, there are 2 different things that you can do. You can do, you see people do almost like with a sponge where they go, do their curls in a circular motion. You might find that you like that. That's not what I'm doing today. I'm actually going to do your curl definition. But you might find that you like that. Well, I think I'm doing your regular curl definition. I'll see.
And you might, like, really, that's probably the easiest thing to do is if you just do it with your hand. You know, do the little circular motion thing with your hand. Like, that might be the fastest thing for you to do. Because a lot of people start to, you know, freak out, especially our natural girlies. Ain't nobody doing no natural hair every other day. So, you know, I'd say, oh, you gotta do it, you know, 3-4 times a week. My clients are like, what? Like, that's a lot. And no, it's not a lot. Especially if you have short hair. Hold your head down for me. I'll just start with that. And so one thing to keep in mind with curl defining products, the curl defining product is not going to give you a curl that you don't naturally have. All it does, it defines the curls that you do have. So, for example, Yamina has kind of like C curls, like it's not a wave, it is an actual curl. Some people have wavy hair. So if you have wavy hair and you want curly hair, a curl defining product is not going to curl your hair. It's just going to make the wave that you already have more pronounced. It helps to lock in the curls that God gave you. So I'm just going in section by section and combing them in small sections. And when we get done, we're going to set her under the dryer, and this whiteness from the mousse is going to go away, and what will be left will be her natural curl. Hold your chin up for me a little bit.
That looks good. Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay, cool. All right, ma'am. We are ready for the dryer. So we are done. I'm pretty satisfied with the cut. Right now, Yamina is just gonna adjust to having short, dark hair. I know she wants to do some color, but we are again working on the health of this lovely hair first. So eventually we'll get back into doing, eventually we'll get some color back in her hair. Oh, I want to put some edge control on so bad, but I'm gonna just do it today. But you're not gonna be doing edge control at home, okay? And the reason we're not gonna be doing edge control on a regular basis is because of the fact that we need to put growth drops where her edges are. But it's day one, so we gonna hook this. We gonna hook this up, and I did put the growth drops on already.
So, what do you think?
I don't know what to think, but I'm happy. My smile is genuine. I can't even talk, can't even speak, but I'm happy, and I'm definitely looking forward to my new journey now. And I am loving the way I'm walking out of here.
Yes, honey.
I am.
Let me take
I honestly can say that.
Let me see.
I didn't know how I was really gonna feel, but I feel I'm so okay.
Your curls are popping. Your hair looks healthy.
Yeah.
It looks full.
It does. It does. It really does.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. So much.
You're welcome.
Thank
Thank you,
so
Danita.
much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I cannot even believe it.
Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you are someone who's dealing with hair loss, I encourage you to go see a trichologist, go see a dermatologist. Make sure you get to the root cause of why you are losing your hair, whether or not you have locks or no locks. As I said in the video, the locks may not be the reason you are losing your hair. So this was the reason she was losing her hair, but it may not be your reason. So make sure that you get a proper assessment to determine the root cause of your hair loss. Okay, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up, like the channel so that you do not miss a video in the future. And until we talk again, stay fabulous.